Welcome to Insight into Insight. I'm your host, Lord Danavan Hylton, and we're going to get a chance to analyze in detail some of the insight I was giving to a particular audience. And so I had a chance to serve as a guest speaker for a primary graduation school. The eighth graders were going to high school, the kindergartners were going to first grade, and so I had the opportunity to share some insight. And so the topic was, why do we go to school? Now this board here is actually the board that I used and the answers that were given from the students during my guest speaking. And so of course, when this is all said and done, feel free to go to the YouTube link in the channel to watch the guest speaking in its entirety. But my message for the students was, why do we go to school, especially with the children being primary school students? And so that was the question I asked. Why do we go to school? And I just wanted to kind of see where the children were at, the students. And these children are kindergarten, eighth grade, some in between, because they were going to different schools or whatnot. So the answers that I was given was to learn. And I said, what are we learning though? We're going to school, but we're going to school to learn. But what exactly are we learning? And their answer was going into the world. And so even a child, respectfully, and I wanted to put it at the primary level for myself as well, but even a child does recognize and is aware of the fact that they have to learn because they're going into the world. And as adults, including myself, the more I can get this ingrained in my heart, spirit, soul, and mind, I will be able to maneuver better and create more assets in my life, respectfully, on what assets would look like. So the next question I asked was, when you go into the world, you're learning, but what exactly are you doing when you go into the world and you're learning? You go into the world because you learned. The students said, business and working for someone. The student said, we're going to school to learn so we can go into the world so that we can go into business, start a business, or work for someone. Then they brought it all the way around to making money, respectfully. And so just keeping that in mind, we're going to bring it back. Make sure you watch the video in its entirety. But children said, hey, we go to school to learn so we can go into the world, start a business, run a business, work for someone else to make money. And respectfully, as an adult, we have to keep these things in mind because respectfully, these are expenses that have to be taken care of in order to sustain the quality of living and life that we want for ourselves. So as adults, we have to always keep that in our minds, keep that in our hearts. As children, this is why you're learning, so that you can, based upon making money through that system, respectfully, you're able to, let's find out. So my next question was to the students, what do you like to do? I asked them that question. First question was, why do we go to school? We broke that down. Second question was, what do you like to do? And I'll give an example of a student said, I enjoy coding, I enjoy video games, my apologies. I enjoy video games. And that's what the answer said. I enjoy video games. And from that, he wanted to become be a creative, and learn the steps of video game development, if you will. So he wanted to be a creator, if I understand, or watch the video again, but he wanted to be a creator of video games, producer of video games, and what are the steps to make that happen? And I asked a simple question, and ironically, he broke everything down as far as what it took based upon what he liked. And so that was the message that I want to give to you now. When you go to school to make money, to learn to go into the world, to go into business for yourself or for someone else, if you can help it, as early as you can, you want to recognize, what do you like to do? Because the whole point of that is, from there, you're going to be more eager, respectfully, to go after and learn and grow into what you like to do, because respectfully, it's going to be a job. It's going to be a form of employment. And through jobs and employment, respectfully, that's what you call earned income. And earned income is the bare essential that one needs to be able to pay for their expenses and make money. There are other types of incomes, and we'll talk about that in another video. And I know you know the answer, so thank you for leaving the answer of the other types of income outside of earned income that one can make. So put that in the comments, and thank you for that as well. And so ultimately, respectfully, not always the case, but respectfully, there have been terms saying job just over broke, respectfully. And that's based upon your skill sets, your experience, grace, but at the same time, your industry and what those pay rates are in those industries, either working for yourself or working for someone else. And so there's certain industries and certain skill sets and experience that allow you to make 6 figures, 7 figures. And respectfully, there's some that will allow you to make 5 figures and sometimes even your low 5 figures. And so you want to make sure you know what the cost of living is as far as expenses in the city you live in. And you want to make sure that if it's earned income, that it's in what you like, it's the highest way for you to make capital, because you don't want to be just over broke. Another conversation would be in the future, how do we take that earned income and produce more, going into including savings as well. So you don't want to be working and be just over broke, but you do recognize you have to have earned income to make sure you're taking care of your expenses. And it all boils down to happiness. It all boils down to happiness. Why do we go to school? For in all that this process is, the goal at the end of the day is to still be happy. So when you go to school, you have to recognize, and it's a touchy thing because I respect parents and guardians that want the best for their children, and a child might say, hey, I want to do this, and the parent or guardian might say, that's not going to make you no money, respectfully. And there's been plenty of case studies or examples of people actually making it, even with challenges and people feeling like you won't be able to make it. There's plenty of stories, but there's also plenty of stories, respectfully, of people that didn't make it and didn't pursue and didn't continue, or life challenges hit them and they just needed a little extra at the time based upon the time and space in the past. That was an opportunity. So there is no really right or wrong answer in life. All you can try to do is minimize and decrease the challenges in your life as much as you can, and knowing why you go to school and knowing what you like to do will definitely help produce happiness, because happiness is a physiological sense, and you need that to be the best person you can be and the best coworker you can be, the best neighbor you can be as well. And so to me, once you break all that down, that's a form, according to the kids, of working hard. And as you work smart, you work hard, there you go. So if you enjoyed the conversation today, please make sure you click the link. There's more insight as far as my work, as well as an opportunity to schedule a consultation with me as well. So if you enjoyed the conversation that we just had and you want to find out more information about my work and what I do, make sure you click that link. And if you want, there's a button there for you to schedule a consultation as well. Matter of fact, a fun fact is there is a student that graduated high school but attended the school at one point in their life that I gave a speech at. And this student is now going into their freshman year of Fisk University. And so there's a fundraiser going on to help support this young man and his tuition. And so you can click that link as well to support what you can. They're using the Cash App platform, so it's pretty secure, I believe. So make sure you click that link and support this young student that went to the school where his classmates are talking about information like this. Again, congrats in advance for your continued success, and I will see you next time.